Can magic make permanent change? Yes and no. So this video is basically the result of a thought experiment that I randomly had yesterday. The best ideas kind of come out of the woodwork and come out of nowhere, or from you guys. So if you have a video or idea or whatever, put it in the description or email me. You can find my email in the description for those that always ask, "Where's your email?" It's at the end of this video too. So can magic create permanent change? Can it? The other ideas that I had for this could be, can magic solve all my problems? Yes and no. When you have a particular issue or something that you are trying to solve with magic, there's any number of things that you can do, from sigils to candles to working with spirits to what have you. There's a menagerie out there. That's why there's so many books. Look behind me. um but the yeah, here's the big idea I was trying to get to that started this whole thing. The universe that we exist in always goes from a state of order to disorder. Nothing is permanent. This that I'm in right now is not permanent. Everything I have around me is not permanent. My state of being right now, my thoughts are not permanent. That's why sometimes I'm like, I had the thought and I lost it, right? So there is an ebb and flow and a rhythm to everything that happens in the universe. There's even been a scientific study on this stuff. It's been kind of, I forgot exactly what it is. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I got aphasia about it. But there's this rhythm of where there's a high and a low, and then another high and then a low. So you're always going to have times when stuff sucks, stuff gets better. Stuff sucks, stuff gets better. Now, depending on what you focus on and whatnot, that's kind of the key. There's people that are always like love and light, focus on the positive, whatever, and I totally don't believe in that, because there is negativity that's within us that we kind of have to address and fix. You can't just ignore things. You can't just ignore the junk in the back of the fridge that's going to go bad. It's going to make everything else smell disgusting, and you can't always sweep dust and whatnot under the rug. So let me try to loop this around here. So you can have a particular problem, like let's say problem with finances or whatever, and you do spell work for it. And now here's where we get into it. Remember that spells need to be specific regardless of your method of working them. Candles, sigils, working with deities, what have you. So you are targeting a specific problem. Now, life is not simple. We don't always have if I get this, if I just solve this one problem, everything will be okay. There's always going to be stresses. There's always going to be bills. There's always going to be laundry and taxes and death. Death and taxes are always two permanent things, but there's also laundry. If you're ever sad, laundry will always be there for you, right? So when we attack a problem with magic, it may not go away the first time, which is why repeating spells to have that upkeep, just like repeating a workout to upkeep your muscles, or repeating therapy to continue to get better and better and better. I'm just drawing from a bunch of different situations and whatnot. Haven't even had coffee yet. And magic can be used to attack those little things, those little moments. So, like with the 50 names of Marduk, you can do one of their sigils up to, what's recommended is, up to 3 times, and depending on the urgency of the spell work or the amount of energy required, or if it's a long-term goal, you can do those 3 times, either like, in the same state of a moon cycle, maybe 3 moon cycles in a row. You could do it 3 nights in a row. You could do it, you know, maybe once a month for 3 months, although that would also fall under the moon cycles. But I think you guys are getting the idea, you know? So if you have a particular problem that you are wrestling with, you know, don't think that just by solving this one problem, by doing this one spell or whatever, it's going to make your entire life better. And then you're going to be like, well, magic didn't help me out with anything, you know. Or don't get yourself bogged down in the aspect of life that nothing is permanent. You know, you do a spell for something, you get that thing, and maybe that thing doesn't stay. You know, whether it's a job or just whatever it is. You can't really be like, oh, I lost it, magic didn't work, and life sucks. Magic didn't help me, whatever, da da da. Life changes. What you were asking for in a particular instance, like when you decide to do a spell for X, and then you execute it and you get that thing, well, life is going to change after that, and your circumstances are going to change after that, and what you are going for next is going to change after that. You know, you could do a spell to get a job. Well, guess what? Maybe you need to learn a new skill. Maybe you want to go for another position. Maybe something else in life, like your car breaking down, happens to mess you up. Did your would your job that you did a spell for help you out with all this with those other circumstances? Yeah, but it's not going to make all that original idea of yeah, I got the job isn't going to make your life all peaches and cream and the credits are going to roll, right? So magic can be used specifically to target a whole bunch of things. Now, let's do a thought experiment here, right? Let's say you have a whole bunch of stresses from job, family member, houses, chores, bills, this, that, everything, right? Life sucks. To put it in a nutshell, there's always going to be crap that you're going to have to deal with, right? You can't do a giant be all end all magic bullet spell work to be like, I want all this stuff to go away. I just want to be happy. Now, why? Because that's too ambiguous. It's not targeted enough. You know, it's spraying bullets all over the gallery of targets, right? Not all of them are going to hit the target. Your energy is way too thin. Have you ever tried to multitask? Although technically, and this is my point, multitasking is technically impossible. You're really just switching between tasks with a lowered attention um, span and lower attention percentage throughout all those tasks that you are doing. You know, you can't help to hit something over here and something over there with one targeted shot, right? That's why like the whole 7-10 split is insanely difficult. Although that doesn't really help my analogy right now. But if anyone's ever executed a 7-10 split, let me know down in the comments. So your magic needs to be focused. You got to attack one problem at a time. Now, if you were to say, I want all of my problems to go away and I just want to be happy, well, think about it. What makes you happy changes from moment to moment. So that particular idea of a spell, right, is not focused enough. It might, if done effectively with energy raising and stuff, go towards really what you were subconsciously thinking about that would make you happy. Now, were you really focused on that? No. Hence why it's subconscious. So then you are in your waking life, good movie, um, your focus is going to be on things other than what your spell work is for. So, one, you're going to be disappointed. Two, your energy is going to be scattered. And three, you ain't going to get what you want. So, that's why we have to attack things small and piecemeal. Check out my statement of intent video for how to formulate that kind of stuff and how to word that kind of stuff. And if you ever want to if you ever want to play around with my personal way of making sigils to activate them towards making goals in your life, you can check out Handy Sigil Magic, which is actually my most popular one on Kindle, and my Movement Magic, which is the next level up. A lot of people that read Handy Sigil Magic, you guys should check out the Movement Magic because that's way deeper. So back to my analogy of, you know, you do a spell for, you know, I just want to be happy with life. Given the fact that that changes all the time, you got to break that down. It's like factoring a number. You guys ever do that, factoring a number? I mean, I've been in schools and stuff, so of course I know how to do this, but Google that stuff. I'm not going to explain it, but basically you're breaking things down. Well, what are the things that make you happy? So you delineate and you find where things are lacking, and then attack things one at a time. You don't want to do a whole bunch of sigils, for example, for a whole bunch of different things in one night. Take one thing at a time. It's like learning different skills. Let's say you need to learn a bunch of different computer programs or whatever for work, right? You want to focus on one at a time to really kind of dig into it and master it before you move on to the next one. Otherwise, you're spreading your attention too thin. It's like studying for several exams in one night. Doesn't exactly work out. Didn't really work out for me. I kind of had to space them out and schedule my studying things. Otherwise, I would mix things. Think of it another way. I love to read, right? Clearly, you can tell. I can't read like two fiction books at one time because I'll start like mixing up the plots and whatever and where I left off and whatnot, right? I'm spreading my energy too thin there. So what's my goal? Finishing a book. Would that make me happy? Yes. So I'm gonna do one at a time, even though I have like five on my list that I need to read, and I just bought two more. Trouble's working on a bookstore. So Magick itself can make everything in your life work out. It really just depends on how you go about it. Yeah, a bit of a rant. Need some coffee now. But let me know what you guys think about this. Connect with me on my social media, like my Facebook group, my Facebook page. You can find links to that at the end of this video, or you can search Magickology YT on Facebook. You guys can also email me, find that in the description down there. And at the end of this video and stuff, check out my books, which you can also find a link to down there. Good hunting. Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.